All right, David, are you with us?
I am. I am. Thank you so much, Linda. It's a good evening to you and all those that are out there. And I'm so excited about what God is doing here with Teach with a Heart and with Christian Educators Association. Let me introduce myself a little bit more. My name is David Schmoose, and I'm the Executive Director of Christian Educators. I have about a 15-year public school background. I taught AP US History and Government at a high school level. Before that, I had a seminary experience, graduated with a master's in biblical studies and theology. And for those that are interested in that, I was from Talbot School of Theology at Biola University in Southern California. And so when I came to the public schools, I came with a ministry mindset, if you will. I came saying, hey, how can I see God move on my campus? After a few years in the public schools, I was concerned about where some of my union dues were going. And so I ended up leaving the union and joining Christian Educators Association. And got involved in a training program through Christian Educators called the Daniel Project, which really changed my life and surrounded me with a community of other educators who were also mission-minded. Got some additional training and ended up leading those Daniel weekends, coming on staff with Christian Educators a few years back, and now just recently become the executive director. So it's been quite a wild ride for me in that regard, and I'm so excited to be with you today. You know, I love that we're getting to do this because I know that many of you come to, as Christians in the public schools, you come with questions. You know, hey, questions like, oh my gosh, Christmas is coming up. You know, does it have to all be about Santa and Rudolph, or can I talk about the real reason for Christmas? You know, can I tell a troubled student that I'm going to pray for him or her? Or maybe you're covering some history in your class, covering a religious event or religious people, religious individuals. Can I tell the truth about them? Can I really share what kind of made them tick in their background? Or can I tell my students I'm a Christian, right? Oh, I just kind of have to use Christian code words, you know, and kind of say, oh, have a blessed day or something, and hope that they clue into what I'm trying to say. So, you know, as some of you want to, and some of you are beyond that, you're saying, hey, not only do I want to know what I can do in my classroom, but I want to see what God will do on my campus. I want to see, can I do ministry on my campus? Can I lead a Bible study or a Bible club? Can I invite kids to my church that are from my school? Can I pray with students, like say around the flagpole for See You at the Pole or events like that? You know, and I'm a big believer that when Christians step out with confidence and a solid understanding of the law, you will bring transformation to your classroom and to your campus. You know, and the vision of Christian Educators is transforming schools with God's love and truth. I like to think about biblical heroes like Daniel and Esther, both of whom were government officials in a secular system, but were believers. And both of them, in their own way, in their own timing, and various occasions, transformed their situations because they were not afraid and they stepped out in faith and they trusted God. And just like Daniel and Esther in the scriptures, I believe that you and I, as Christian educators, if we're willing to not give into our fears and walk in faith, we can see God move on our campus as well. So I'm going to turn myself off there in terms of my video camera, and so you can focus on a little bit on the slides here. We're gonna cover this in this way. We're gonna organize it this way. We're gonna talk first about legally transforming my classroom, kind of the legal do's and don'ts of what goes on inside the four walls of my room. Then we're going to talk about legally transforming my school, and that's this whole ministry piece. What can I do on campus to see God's kingdom extended on my campus? Third, we're going to talk about how we can help in terms of what we can do with Christian Educators Association to help you in that mission. And then finally, we're going to give some time for questions and answers. So if you've got a question, great, put it in the chat box. If it doesn't get too crazy in the chat box, hopefully Linda and I myself can follow along and get those questions answered. But we will have time at the end for Q&A. So don't worry if the content goes by that you want to ask about. You'll have time to ask about it later.